In today's Bihn Daylight Backpack review, we're gonna talk about the pros, cons, and everything you need to know to decide if this is the bag for you. And if it's not, you're gonna wanna stick around to the end of the video where I'll make some alternative bag suggestions that might better suit your needs. Let's talk about the gist of the Bihn Daylight Backpack. Hailing from Seattle, Bihn is an American-based carry brand who's become very iconic over the past decades. And reason being is they're known for making highly functional travel gear that always has a very polarizing aesthetic. It should be noted, this bag does not have a polarizing aesthetic, but some of their others, like this one and this one, kinda do. Now let's talk about some of the top features of the Daylight. It's super minimalist and basic, has a very lightweight and compressible build. You got a front slash compartment here, a half zip opening to the main compartment, Bihn's signature interior O-rings, and an included sternum strap and hip belt. As of recording, the Daylight Backpack comes in 5 colors, but my boys at TB are always changing up the color line, so be sure to check their website to see what's available right now. The size is 17 liters, which in my opinion is perfect for what this bag is supposed to be, a day bag. It's the bag that you pack in your suitcase or your big backpack. Then when you get to your destination, you then kind of pop it out, and this is your pal for your daily adventures, right? And we'll talk a bit more about that use case in the next sections of this review. The bag is around 17 inches tall, 13 inches wide, and at the base has a fully packed out depth of just under 4 inches. For the weight, we are looking at a very impressive 1.1 pounds, but that lightweightness will come with its own set of pros and cons, which we'll talk about in just a minute. This is the Daylight when it's empty, and this is the Daylight when it's worn on the Nomads Nation team. I'm 5'8", and Margaret's 5'2". And yes, we're gonna pack out this bag throughout the entire review so you can see exactly what it fits. Bihn offers a satisfaction guaranteed warranty, which on their website has some vague wording, but on the internet is usually pretty well reviewed. And for all that, this bag runs around 100 USD. And if at any point in this review, you find yourself thinking to yourself, I am totally gonna pick up that bag, and you're gonna make a purchase, we do recommend that you do so using the first link in the description below. Reason being, that link makes sure that you get the best price, and we oftentimes have discount codes. But that link also helps to support the Nomads Nation YouTube channel and team, so we can keep making the best bag reviews on the web. Thank you very much. All right, let's talk about the front of the Bihn Daylight Backpack. Pretty clean aesthetic. For me, the Bihn logo is a bit loud and, I don't know, like kind of dorky. No offense, TB, just not always my cup of tea with that little airplane on top. But I do love the aesthetic of the front slash compartment, and the 630D ballistic nylon is beautiful. Quick history lesson, ballistic nylon was invented by the military, which means it's very durable and abrasion resistant. And it also just has a beautiful weave to it that looks professional, but isn't gonna scream like, jack my right? Because for a day bag, you do want a sense of subtlety when you're exploring new cities, right? And also, ballistic nylon has a decent amount of weather resistance, but it's not gonna be anywhere near as weather resistant as another material like an X-Pack, let's say. Let's talk about this front compartment. Now, slash compartments like this can be a little controversial because some people think that they are more for aesthetics, right? The cool, diagonal cut versus functionality. Because like, what are you gonna put up here? Nothing, really. In theory, you could put a big thing in here that kind of lifts it. You get what I'm saying, right? But one cool thing about Bihn is they always have a funkadelic lining game. This is a ripstop nylon, and what stops any rips is those little squares, right? It's sort of like reinforced stitching. And we also have a key leash, which is connected to Bihn's signature O-ring system. You can find these O-rings all throughout Bihn's bags, which just gives you the ability to clip things onto things internally and kind of like modularly customize your own travel setup. That's a mouthful. And because of the design of a pocket like this, right, you can kind of swing it around, unzip, and grab what you need. So for me, I'm gonna put things that I want quicker access to in there. Let's do it. Now, just to give you an idea of the capacity of this compartment, I got a 1-liter Yeti water bottle, which you can see fits in there. Like, this thing's big. So if you wanna put bigger bits of gear in there, whether it's a water bottle, book, tech pouch, right? All of those are options. And that could make sense too, because there's not a lot, and by not a lot, I mean there's no internal organization in this pocket, right? There's no smaller pockets in there. So if you do throw smaller things in there that you want quicker access to, like a Kind bar, AirPods, battery, passport, notebook, wallet, wires, little tin for your Zins, right? All those things fit in there very nicely. They're just gonna be sort of doing their own thing. They're having a little anarchy party in there. Clip on your keys. And although it's a bit of an anarchy party, like I said, given the quick access nature of this, it's probably what I'm gonna do. Smaller bits of gear, just hope that I can find what I need when I need it. But now let's talk about the middle of the Bihn Daylight Backpack. Now notice the sides of the bag, very thin, slim, which is great because it gives the bag a low profile. But if you are a hydration enthusiast, you might be a little disappointed to see there's no water bottle holders on either side, which is really important to some people because, you know, this is like your packable day pack, right? You're in Rio de Janeiro, you're waltzing around the city, it's hot as balls, middle of the summer. You want somewhere to kind of pop those water bottles or Gatorade or whatever it is you're drinking. And for this bag, you're gonna have to put it either in in the front slash compartment or the main compartment. So that could be a deal breaker for some of y'all. Let me know in the comments below, like, is that a deal breaker on a day pack for you? A lack of water bottle holders? Or is it not a big deal to you? I wanna hear what you gotta say. Then in the main compartment, we have this half moon opening. It's not full clamshell, but you can still get in there pretty well. And for organization, we just have these 1, 2 sleeves. The lower sleeve runs all the way down to the bottom of the bag, and the upper sleeve only runs to about right here. Which is one thing to note about this bag, is it's really not a great dedicated day bag for tech gear, specifically laptops and tablets. Now I got a 13-inch MacBook Pro, and you can see it does slide into this compartment, no problem. But given the lightweight, compressible nature of the bag, there's no real protection. There's no padding, foam, all the things you might want to see if you're storing your laptop in a bag like this. So it does mean that if you're gonna put your laptop in here, I recommend wrapping it in a laptop sleeve, maybe even 2 of them. Double wrap that. Can't be too safe these days. But just to give you an idea of the capacity, you can also fit a 16-inch MacBook Pro in this sleeve, and it does fit in the bag. But like I said, you are going to want to double wrap that. But I assume for most people using this bag, you're not gonna be much of a tech traveler. So let's just pack it out with a bunch of I'm going on a day trip to Rio stuff. So here's my Rio gear, just loaded up. I got some tech pouches and other pouches on the bottom, book on the bottom as well, hoodie in the middle, umbrella on the side in case it starts raining, hat, meds, sling. And I wanted to see if I could fit the 1-liter Yeti in here as well, and I think I can make it work. One good thing about a compressible bag like this is because of the lack of padding, is it gives it a lot more malleability. So you can see everything fits in there pretty nicely. We are ready to rock and roll for our day trip in Rio de Janeiro. It's my Brazilian accent. It sounded very Italian. Really, at the end of the day, it's a main compartment that's super simple, but if you want to make it a little more complex with some modular organization, don't forget you do have these O-rings that you can connect things onto and sort of customize it how you want. All right, moving on. Let's talk about the back of the Bihn Daylight Backpack. Top handle right here. Like this top handle, like it a lot. Nice webbing, premium feel, super smooth, and lots of space to be able to grab. And most importantly, hang on a bathroom stall, right? We're traveling, you gotta go to those, not so great bathrooms sometimes. You don't want your bag sitting on the floor. Pop it up like that, good to go. But let's talk about comfort. Because bags like this are compressible and lightweight and malleable, which are great. But oftentimes that comes at the sacrifice of comfort. Because comfort usually comes in the form of padding, right? Padding on the back panel, padding on the shoulder straps, and compressibility and padding, these two things don't always go hand in hand. So starting with the back panel, notice there's no anything really happening here. You just have the ballistic nylon, and that's it. Which means my hat bill right here, I can kind of feel it, The back of that water bottle right here, I can feel that as well. A great way around this is to carry something flat in that back panel, like if you did like a tablet, right, with a sleeve on it. You put that in the back, and that kind of creates sort of like a structured spot for your back. But otherwise, with a bag like this, you will feel things pointing into your spine region. So keep that in mind. Same with the shoulder straps. Decent padding, kind of. I mean, it's basic. It's supposed to be. Lightweightness is the name of the game. But overall, as I'm putting the bag on and testing its comfort, we got a lot of good stuff that's working for us. The padding is minimal, but it does work because you're not putting a ton of stuff in this 17-liter bag. Not a lot of tech gear, obviously, right, as well. And that comfort is greatly helped by the sternum strap right here, which is kind of cool because it's got like this double pulley system, but it's also kind of not cool because now we got double the dangle, which I don't love. This guy will tell you about it. But sternum straps are great as it does help to redistribute the weight from your lower back to your upper torso. And this one is adjustable, so if you're taller or shorter, or you just like it here or there, you can feel accommodated by the daylight. Thank you, sir. You also have the ability to tighten or loosen the shoulder strap webbing here, which does have dangle stoppers, which makes this little guy very happy. And overall, with the sternum strap and with a little bit of padding on the shoulder straps, and if I position the things that are in here just right as to where nothing's like kind of like, prison shanking me in the kidney, then overall, I do think for a day pack, it's a pretty comfortable wear. And on top of it, we've got an included hip belt, which unfortunately makes this little guy sad because we have a lot of dangle, but will help take some of that pressure off your lower back. Does it look dorky? Margaret, do I look cool? Yeah, your laughter says it all. But sometimes being comfortable and being cool don't always go hand in hand. But the good news is that if you are not feeling the waist strap right here, it's connected with a G-hook, which is a BITCH to take on and to put off. Take on and put off. To take off and to put on. I was close. I'm sick, bear with me. But when you do get it, you can go ahead and slide this off and take off the super cool hip belt and say, hip belt, be gone! And before we talk about the pros and the cons, if you're thinking to yourself, wow, there's a lot of backpack theory going on here. This dude is a nerd and I love it. Cool, from one backpack nerd to another. Thank you for your time. And I just want to let you know, if you are a backpack nerd, then here at Nomads Nation, we don't just have the YouTube channel, but we also have the Nomads Nation newsletter, where I take this whole carry community, backpack nerdery, and go even a step further. We go deeper with it, which means I bring directly to your inbox breaking news about the best new bags, collaborations, new drops, new fabrics that are coming out, and everything that's happening in this super awesome world of carry. So if you want to stay up to date with everything that's happening in the world of bags, be sure to look for this globe emoji in the description below. There you can sign up to the Nomads Nation newsletter, and I hope to see you in your inbox. Okay, let's talk about the pros and the cons of the Bihn Daylight Backpack. Pro number one is its compressible and malleable nature. Pro number two is that for a compressible backpack, it is quite comfortable. And pro number three, the 630D ballistic nylon fabric just looks and feels fantastic. But on the flip side, we got some cons. Con number one is the lack of back padding can be uncomfortable. Con number two is the hip belt does ride pretty high. And con number three is the jury's still out on the functionality of a slash front pocket like this without any additional organization. But just a reminder, if you weighed the pros and the cons and you're like, I'm on team pros, screw your cons. But just a reminder, if you're thinking to yourself, I see no cons with this backpack, only pros, and you're gonna make a purchase, you can get the best price and any potential discount codes with the first link in the description below. Thank you very much. But if you're not quite sold, I got two other semi-compressible backpacks that might better suit your needs. Number one is gonna be the Able Carry Daily 13. Great option for you if you're really looking for more weather resistance. This X Pack, the range is going to slide right off of it. And it's just got kind of like a smarter, urban, nicer look to it without compromising its malleable compressibility. And option number two is gonna be the Aer Go Pack 2. Great option for you if you really want something very, very, very compressible, but you're hoping for a bit more back padding. You can see the Aer Go Pack 2 has implemented that right here on the back and on the very nice shoulder straps. These are two of my favorite bags of all time, and to learn more about either, just check out these videos right here. If you got any questions about any bags, be sure to let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Aaron, this is Nomads Nation, and we'll catch you next time.